Welcome to your new Adams Central Elementary School. Let's take a tour and see some progress on the new school. This is the floor plan of the new elementary school. Highlighted areas will be where we are walking through. This will be the new entrance to the new elementary school. As you can see, they're still working on some of the final grades and the windows of the library to the right. Those large windows will let in a lot of daylight for kids to be reading and studying. This plywood and plastic is a temporary front door for which you will go into and have a secure entry for all students and parents alike. You can see now that we'll be into the main entry portion of the building. And to the left there will be the administrative area where the principals, nurses, and administrative support staff will be housed, as well as a large, welcoming front area vestibule for students and parents alike. Take note of all the block walls. These are durable materials for long service life ahead of the building. The area now that we'll be walking through will be the gymnasium. This area is one of the larger spaces within the school. The gymnasium will also have large, natural, expansive windows for daylight, an opening for assemblies for a stage, as well as seating on the west end. This will be a unique gymnasium which will also connect the commons area, which you'll see here in the yellow. The commons area that's also connected to the gymnasium through the stage is a two-way area where the commons will also be used for lunch area, as well as large group participation areas and assemblies. This will definitely be a large multi-purpose space, as well as some larger windows that you're seeing there connected to bathrooms for good multi-purpose function. This commons area will also have the kitchen attached to it alongside a loading dock. We will now be moving to the 5th and 6th grade area pods to show you progress of the classrooms. As you can see here, some of the framing is now taking shape. All of the floor slabs have been poured and workers are now assembling the walls. We will now be headed back into the main entry area in order to go to the 3rd and 4th grade pods. Each classroom grouping is connected by the long central main corridor connecting both the commons areas all the way down through the 1st and 2nd grade and kindergarten areas. We will now be headed into the 3rd and 4th grade groupings of pod classrooms for tour. The 3rd and 4th grade classroom groupings are the same as the 5th and 6th, as are the 1st and 2nd grade. Each one of these groupings will be identically the same. As you can see here, the framing assembly has been complete and workers are insulating the walls, as well as installing door frames and window frames, as well as backing for cabinets and attachment points for other equipment. take a tour of the Media Center. This will be commonly known as the library. The Media Center is located just off the main entrance and also has large, expansive glass windows taking advantage of the north diffused light for good readability with books and other tasks. Inside the Media Center, students will have access to computer terminals as well as a book storage room for other periodicals. We will now proceed down the main corridor. Across from the Media Center, there are also alternative education classrooms geared towards having complete adjacency to the administrative area and quick access to bathrooms as well. We will now head down to the first and second grade grouping of classrooms, and you will see the progress here as well. Take note, the other groupings kind of look similar. All classroom groupings are the same. Within each pod of classrooms, there will be shared bathrooms, as well as large skylights to let some of the natural daylight in. You'll also see some small half walls where we'll have sinks and coat cubbies for all students and their belongings. This natural daylight will help preserve the sense of outdoors, as well as having a direct connection from each classroom grouping to the outside to the east of the building. Also note, within each classroom grouping, in between each classroom, there will be insulation between all the walls. This is helping protect the privacy and the sound transmission between each classroom, so each class can have their privacy and their own activities going on at separate times. We will now head into the kindergarten area of the building. The kindergarten area is special. The kindergarten area will also be known as the storm shelter. Within this storm shelter, we have concrete walls. We also have a concrete roof, which is different from the rest of the building. Within this storm shelter, we will also have a generator capable of providing power to the building if power is lost. This storm shelter also will have windows that will have shutters. Those shutters will activate as well as the doors when there is an emergency. This storm shelter also is designed to withstand winds in excess of 200 miles an hour. This storm shelter is also sized appropriately for all staff and students alike to be in here at any given time. We will now be heading outside to the east of the building. The east portion of the building houses not only the playground area, but our geothermal well system. This well system takes advantage of the ground temperature to both cool and heat the building at any given time. This will help conserve energy bills. We will now be walking around the north end of the building. This area of the building is typically geared towards more utilitarian functions, such as drop off and pick up. You'll see a low loading dock on the north end of the building. This will be used for transportation and drop off of supplies for the school and or food service. This driveway is one of two driveways that will be able to house pickup and drop off of all students and patrons, both during the school time and or any activity duration. Thanks again for coming along with Adams Central Public Schools and our first tour of the progress of the new Adams Central Elementary